Avatar 2, The Way of Water. Is it worth it? Does it live up to the hype? We're going to talk about it. Yo, welcome back, Geek Variant. So we're talking about Avatar 2, The Way of Water. So this movie has definitely got a big predecessor to live up to. Avatar holds some of the records for biggest movie grossing of all times. They actually re-released to make sure to beat out Avengers Endgame. I'm still a little salty about that, but it's be all right. But overall, the movie itself is expected to do really good numbers, and it's already been slated for Avatar 3, 4, and 5 down the list. So without further ado, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, so like that. We got a giveaway going. So hashtag geekvariantsgveaway. You can get an entry into the giveaway. Go back and watch the giveaway video so you know what we're giving away. But you can get an entry into the video, into this video, so that you have a chance to win in that drawing that we're going to do at the end of the month. Now, Avatar 2, The Way of Water is a visual masterpiece. It looks glorious. It looks great. It's fantastic, built around a really mediocre story. All right. This stuff is basic. All this movie is about family and revenge. And again, there's nothing wrong with being about family and revenge, but again, it just doesn't feel really fun or engaging to me. So basically, throughout the movie, again, you got the Na'vi who are still, fighting the Sky People and trying to deal with everything, and it's been a problem. We get that Miles Quaritch is back from the dead. His memories have been taken and implanted into the consciousness of another Avatar body. So he is up and back walking around, and he is focused on getting revenge, while Jake Sully is here with his new family. He's got a family of 4, essentially, and stuff with Neytiri. So he's got his son. So it's Loak. Netam is the older son. Then Loak. Then Took. That's the 3 that are his, and then he's got an adoptive daughter throughout with Kiri, and that was actually Sigourney Weaver's character. So if you remember, Sigourney Weaver's character died in the first movie, and basically she got pulled into the tree, like connected with the consciousness of the spirit, and with her being connected to consciousness, so now her daughter has been born as an avatar in some capacity. Again, we're still trying to figure out all of that. Looks like kind of bread, tank bread type deal, and she's trying to figure out and discover who she is. So it's her trying to figure out who she is and who her family is, who her father is, and everything that goes on with that. Jake Sully about protecting his family and wanting to know how he can best serve his family and be a good leader to them. And Neytiri just trying to make sure that their family stays together. And when I say stay together, it means with the Na'vi and period, because that's her people. And that's one of the things that when he became one of the leaders is to protect the people. So as again the Sky People coming in and still trying to fight war, so trying to get Pandora so they can take over the planet, terraform, or whatever the case may be. We get Miles, Colonel Miles Quaritch back on the job to get everything done. They eventually fight a couple of battles and they have to flee because, again, they know that he's going to keep hunting them. And to keep the Na'vi people safe, he's like, well, we should leave where they can't find us. Maybe they'll stop hunting us. Anyone knows that with these revenge stories and stuff like that, these people don't stop. They coming at you with everything they got, and they're going to track you down as best they can. They're going to wait for you to slip up and make a mistake. So what ends up happening is Jake Sully takes his family reluctantly against the wishes of Neytiri, and they leave, and they end up going to the Metcaina, which is like a water tribe clan. They want to, ingratiate themselves with them and be a service however they can, and reluctantly they accept them and say, we're going to teach them the way of water, teach them like they're babies, so they learn everything. So we get kind of a montage of them learning about different things throughout the course of with the new creatures and how it works in the water. Like the Metcaina people are built more amphibious and so that, so more of a greenish hue to their skin. They've got flippers, so things are, and all these things look cool. Again, visually appealing. All the new creatures, all the flora, everything looks gorgeous. But again, it's just a montage of we're bonding with people and learning about other people's families and what's going on, and just running from the fight. kids are being kids and stuff with his two boys and stuff. Again, the oldest is trying to take care of the youngest. The youngest keeps doing what he wants to do, and we kind of see how this goes throughout cinema. This tends to be, just a trope in itself, where we get down to something happens and it's the fault of the younger brother, and the older brother takes blame for it. That's just what it comes down to. Throughout the entirety of this movie, it's a repeated thing. He just keeps messing up, and the brother keeps trying to take the blame for it. Eventually, he stands up and he says, I did it or whatever. And even though they're outcasts, they're aliens, they're getting bullied, they got more fingers than the standard Avatar people have. All those things are something against them. That's the stuff, the struggles that they're dealing with. Kiri, she's just trying to figure out where she belongs, of course, who her family is, what's going on, but she's more connected to Awa than anything. So no matter where she goes, she feels that connection, and it gets to the point to where she's having seizures and stuff like that because she's so connected and trying to figure out what's going on, and her body's trying to adapt to it. It's like her brain and body don't have a stable connection. But it seems to be proven a little bit more stable towards the end after she has more of a outer body experience, so to speak. I think that is this movie worth a watch so far? So that, like I said, again, for the visuals and seeing it in theater is very nice and stuff, but again, the story just tends to drag on about the same thing. We eventually get down to brass tacks, where it's like, okay, we got to fight a war, and this war is going to come to us regardless. And of course, because of certain implications that are had, the war finds them and they got to scrap it out. Miles just wants to fight, and it's going back and forth. In the process is, we also find out that Miles has a son. All right, is some of the humans didn't get to go back to Earth and stuff because they were too young, babies and stuff like that. One of those kids is Spider, so he just kind of hung around, and he was here the entire time, and he grew up here, and he grew up with the Navi and playing around with them. So he's very particular to Kira and Jake Sully's family. All right, again, he's just a human. He got to wear the breathing mask and everything. So that turns out he's Miles Cord's son, and eventually, Miles gets a hold of him and is trying to get him on board and stuff, and it's a whole lot of back and forth. We eventually find out, of course, we know that Neytiri killed Miles, and eventually he finds out, so he feels some type of way about his adoptive mother, killing his actual dad at some point. And throughout the course of the story, she actually goes into, this bloodlust type deal, because what happens, this younger son does some stuff trying to save freaking, Miles or Spider, and in the process, because Spider's also named Miles, in the process, he gets his brother killed. So his brother dies. Now they really gotta fight it out and get this thing done. And Neytiri is on a war path. She is like not playing around. And again, throughout the process, Kiri is held hostage by Colonel Miles. She's got Spider hostage, like, because they find out that's a son. It's like a son for a son. Like, I will kill your son. She even cut him across the chest to let her know, like, she's serious. And he eventually says, "You know what? All right, good." He actually shows some compassion for a hot second. And is like, "You know what? I won't kill your kid. Let mine go and go whatever." And they end up, Jake Sully and him go one-on-one to fight. And of course, throughout circumstances and conveniently placed things, Jake Sully won the fight, but it comes down to Miles is going to die, but Spider, who still kind of loves his dad to a degree, even though he didn't really know him, decides to save him. And he saves him and then goes back to the Sully family without telling them. He just kind of, hisses at him and goes. That's the other reason why I say he's like a cat, because he's always, the Avatar, they tend to hiss people, kind of like cat people or something like that, but he does the same thing all the time. But again, he's just hanging around and always there and messing stuff up and helping get into trouble and stuff. And that's tend to what my cats used to do. So overall, again, they finally get themselves together and they get accepted into the water people. They do all the traditional things that they do when you have loss of life, and it's a better connection. You see Kira kind of have a better understanding of her powers, so to speak, her connection with Awa, and she's able to help guide creatures and stuff. Some of the outcast whale characters that were in there that apparently have a lot of money for their brain fluid and stuff like that, which was funding the whole thing to Pandora. We find out about that. One of those ends up bonding with the youngest son, who could never do anything right, but this is the one thing that he did right, was to do right by the whale, and the whale ended up saving them. The Tolkien ended up saving them in one of the fights, or helping start the fight. So yes, I think the movie is worth a watch. Uh, as far as just seeing the movie for itself, going to theaters and stuff, it's going to look really good in IMAX. It's going to again look really pretty, really beautiful, stunning visuals. But again, because of the story, it's not worth it going to see the theater, in my opinion. Like, I usually go see movies multiple times and stuff to try to hash them out and make sure I understand them to the fullest. I will go see Avatar again because I have a membership, so I go see these movies and stuff. But as far as if I was, paying regularly for a ticket and stuff like that, this is not one that I would do. I'm not hyped for this. I think it's going to make the money that it needs to make because, again, people just want to see what they want to see. And whether the story has context or not, if it looks beautiful enough, if it tugs at the heartstrings enough, which this movie does try to do a lot, then it's definitely going to make you want to see it and get emotional about it. Like, oh, I want to see a movie, so you got to go see it. Recommend it to their friends. It's a holiday movie, technically, right now, because it always releases during Christmas time. So, again, kind of playing off of you're spending time with family, and this movie is all about family and taking care of your family and protecting your family. It just runs the gauntlet. So that's a rough down and dirty. It just kind of ends that way, and they're part of the tribe. So I don't know how they're going to set up for Avatar 3, which is apparently already been filming and possibly already done. Avatar 4 is also in the works as well. Again, I kind of made the joke when I was there that I don't know if they're going to do, again, like Sky Tribe, Water Tribe, Earth Tribe. They're trying to kind of go off Avatar Last Airbender type stuff. I don't know what they're doing, if they're going to be any more. They say that they are with the water people now. Possibly they can have evolution. They can start so maybe they have more kids, their kids will start being in that way. It kind of seems like as things go on, of course, we're going to lose Jake, we're going to lose Natiri at some point, and the kids are going to take over and continue on with the franchise and be the face of the franchise. I kind of see that coming in the next one because, again, he's trying to be a good father and raise his kids. So I think it's going to be kind of like a self-sacrifice thing at some point because, again, the Sky people aren't done. They're going to keep hunting and keep coming after Pandora for its resources, for its planet, for this moon, whatever it is, it's going to keep happening. And from what some speculation and stuff of people I've talked to, and some things that I've read, it's possible that we could see this eventually transition from Pandora all the way back to where it's like, hey, let's take the fight to them. And so at that, let's go to Earth, and we're going to go and deal with it. And maybe there could be a point to where there's a coexistence or something. Maybe peace can be brokered at some point after enough deaths are had. But because of the way James Cameron's movies go and stuff, like, this is going to be a big overarching saga of these people trying to either fit in or somebody trying to take over. And again, the sequel, I think the first one was good. The sequel wasn't necessary, but here we are, and we're gonna do this 3 more times. So that's all I got for this one. Tell me about your comments down below. Don't forget the giveaway, #GeekVariantsGiveaway. It's there, stuff, and stay tuned for more content from us. So again, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you are subscribed to every video that comes in so you can get those chances to get those rewards and stuff that we're giving away. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one.